Okay.
Record it.
Woohoo! Hey, welcome back,
everybody.
everybody, to hashtag TFR Motivation Monday. It's Team Freedom Reigns Motivation Call. Every single Monday, we're bringing it to you from our house in front of our Christmas tree this year.
Because it's the season.
Yeah, happy holidays. So, guys, keep in mind that all of these calls are recorded and they are always uploaded to Team Freedom Reigns YouTube channel and to Freedom Reigns SoundCloud. Please go and subscribe there today so that you can get notification when we bring up new things that we post to those two different locations. These are additional tools for you. So go subscribe today, okay? Reminder, this is a big deal. Cyber launch next Monday. That means 1 week from today. 1 week from today is a cyber launch for this amazing True Science hair care system. Mm-hmm. You see how bushy his hair is getting?
I feel like a chia
Oh my
pet.
Gosh, and he hates to have to get haircuts, and he's got to go get them a lot more frequently. He meant to get one today, but you can say he's got bushy head today.
I wanted to show you the before.
Yeah, so keep in mind December 17th. So what you need to be doing is collecting all kinds of before and after pictures, people that have been using it, and sharing them with everybody that you know that would love to have better hair, which is everybody, because true confidence comes from your hair, okay? So make sure that you are prepared to take pre-orders. We did upload to the file sections of Meet Team Freedom Reigns Facebook page a document that you can use for taking pre-order information from your customers now. So start stacking your new customers before we even do the cyber launch by using that pre-order form. And keep in mind, products will ship end of December. So as we're moving through, this is the holiday season, right? So make sure that you're pushing hard, that you're sharing this information with everybody, that you now have additional opportunities to talk to. Keep in mind those goals that you've set for the Pace Setter program, for Pro 2 and Pro 3 Pace Setter. Keep that in mind, that everybody that you talk to could be helping you reach your goal, or somebody on your team reach theirs, as well as the Pro 5 Hustle. We have this month and next month for any of you that are shooting hard for that Pro 5 Hustle. Let's get you there to help you earn that extra, gosh, $2,300.
I know.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, guys. It's a lot of money. I see our special guest coming on. I'm super excited. And all of this activity that you're going to be having this month, pushing through the holidays, is also going to be helping you claim your trip to Ireland, which is the next incentive trip that LifeVantage has for us. Trip dates August 24th through 30th. It's a point system, and anything that you do basically to grow your business is going to help you earn points toward this trip. If you need help in mapping it out, get with your Pro 5 or above leader, or with us if you need additional help in knowing where you're at and what you need to do to earn this trip to Ireland.
Yes.
And this is one of the things that's going to help you build your belief and build your confidence in sharing this information. That's the events that LifeVantage provides to us. The next corporate event, Elite Academy in Charleston, South Carolina in February. Make sure that you go and get pre-registered today. If you are a new gold or a platinum pack distributor, you have free tickets. Don't miss out on it, but you do still have to pre-register. Pre-registration right now is $149 if you don't have a free ticket. If you have a free ticket, all you have to do is pre-register or pay full price at the door. And we don't want you to spend money making or building your business. We want you to earn and make money. And then today I did a live video on the Meet Team Freedom Reigns Facebook page about how to tell your 4-part story, to keep it in 2 minutes time. And now we have a challenge for you to take the 100 story challenge. Share your short 2-minute 4-part story with 100 new people between now and the end of December. And you are going to see your business launch into the new year with greater momentum and speed, with new prospects, new customers, and new business partners. So I'm super excited to move on here and let Dondi introduce our special guest today, because without this man and his team, there would be no LifeVantage, because we'd all be in a lot of trouble because we like to talk too much. That's why we're network marketers. So Dondi, will you please take it over?
Yes, I am so honored and blessed to be able to introduce Eric Marchant, our VP of Compliance, and he has been with the company since I got involved, and I got involved in pre-launch before May 18th of 2009, before we ever truly went live into this network marketing arena, and Eric was at the helm there. Let me tell you a little bit about Eric and his qualifications and why we are so excited that he took time out of his extremely busy day to be on the line with us. for Team Freedom Reigns, hashtag TFR Monday Motivation Call. And Eric is
Motivation Monday.
Motivation Monday. Yeah, see, I'm getting it right some eventually. He's our VP of Compliance, but he's also our Assistant General Counsel. And I want to share something with you. Not only is he so important to us at LifeVantage, he's important to this entire industry such that last month in Alexandria, Virginia, he was a workshop leader at the DSA Fall Conference. And his topic that he was talking about was distributors and audit red flags, what they are, how to spot them, and navigating the audit process. So Eric is incredibly revered around the entire world of direct selling and network marketing. And he was one of the guest speakers, like I said, last month in November. But why is he so important to us? And like Marcy said, and she was not exaggerating, Eric and his team are critical, and they probably are some of the most thankless people. They don't get nearly the thank yous and the credit for what they do on a daily basis that keeps us compliant, keeps our company compliant, and keeps the wolves away from us by making sure that we have a compliance system that works. And it is incredibly valuable. It is incredibly important. And I'm going to ask Eric some questions about it, but let me give you a little bit about his bio. He's our VP of Compliance, like I said, and Assistant General Counsel. That's his role here with LifeVantage. He's responsible for implementation, monitoring, and enforcing our policies and initiatives in the U.S. and our 12 markets around the world. Prior to LifeVantage, Mr. Marchant was a senior executive at a number of companies and inside and outside of the direct selling and network marketing arena. He was including the senior vice president of sales and marketing at New Ways, which is now Modere, and the regional sales manager at the company Southwestern Advantage. He got his Juris Doctor at Brigham Young University, at the J. Reuben Clark School of Law, and his bachelor's degree from Southern Utah University. He's an active member of the Utah State Bar Association and the Society of Corporate Compliance and Ethics. That is an incredible laundry list of accommodations and credit, and why he is who he is and why we are who we are here at LifeVantage. So Eric, again, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for taking time out, especially during this busy holiday season, to be here with us. And I just wanted to run a couple questions by you and just dive into that incredible wealth of knowledge that you have. And so first question to you is, what are the compliance challenges that you and your team face most frequently?
First of all, Marcy and Dondi, I appreciate being here. It is the holiday season, but, life goes on. In fact, we've got a lot of business to squeeze in before the end of the year so that we can start 2019 off just the way we want to. You ask, what are some of the challenges we face in compliance? There are a lot of challenges, some unique, which actually we don't need to get into tonight. The most common challenges are something we'll get into, I'm sure, quite a bit tonight, and that would be the claims that people make, either about the products or about their opportunity. We call it in the basics, telling your story. And so people need to be careful about how they introduce the opportunity and how they introduce our fabulous products. And so that's the one area that we give an awful lot of attention to. And the other is something actually we've had a great deal of success in recently, and that is marketplace sellers. When we're on Amazon, there isn't a day goes by where we don't get multiple emails about sellers on Amazon. But that isn't happening now because we're down to 0 sellers on Amazon. So Yahoo!
Yes.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's we're really we had no sellers on Amazon for a while because we actually had an inside relationship, and that's always good. But you're always fearful when that goes away, which it did the end of June this year, and everyone saw the participation in Amazon pick up, as did we. But we've actually we're actually entering into tomorrow a relationship with someone that's helped us get to 0 again, and this is official and this is legitimate. So we hope to carry this on into the future as far as we can see.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes,
for that.
Thank you and your team, and please thank your team for all of us. It is something that, like I said in the introduction, you guys don't get nearly the credit you deserve. And we are very, very blessed and honored to have you. So we were just at a conference in Las Vegas about the changing dynamics of network marketing as a profession. And it's changed so dramatically over the last 7 to 10 years, primarily with social media and all the different social media platforms and people, how they can exponentially broaden their influence. So with regard to social media specifically, why is it so important for us as distributors and representatives of LifeVantage to be aware of what is compliant and what is not when it comes to our posts and comments and things that we share on social media?
That's a very important question. As you said, historically, I've been in the industry long enough to where if you controlled certain websites, for instance, or certain literature, there used to be a day when literature wasn't allowed to be produced at all unless it came either from the company or approved firsthand by the company. With the introduction and now the exponential use of social media, it's hard to control that. Although we do it 24/7, still the biggest help we get is when distributors actually, and when we get reports from distributors as to what's going on out there, because all of you have your favorite, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, whatever it might be, and hopefully you don't see much, but when you do, if you would let us know, that would really help, because it's so fast moving, because it's so diverse. It presents a risk to not just the industry, but to LifeVantage in each company, because distributors believe that if it's true and if it's personal, then they have the freedom of speech to talk about it, which is not the case. The rule with compliance is once freedom of speech hits commerce. In other words, if you're trying to sell an opportunity or a product, your freedom of speech becomes less freedom of speech. You're held accountable for anything you might say that would be in violation of either FTC, Federal Trade Commission in advertising, or FDA, which is the Federal Drug Administration, and the regulatory guidelines they present to the industry and again to LifeVantage as a whole. So yeah, what we're able to do gives us great opportunity to grow our businesses, but with that opportunity gives us greater responsibility too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I remember you just mentioned the FDA. I remember back in 2014 when it happened, literally within hours of it happening, 2 companies, and we don't need to mention their names, but in their space of what they do, they got letters from the FDA, which actually mentioned distributors by name, including their Twitter, their Facebook, and their Instagram names in this letter. And then we got one, obviously, there wasn't any merit to it. It was kind of frivolous in the letter that we got. But with regard to that, you mentioned the SEC and the FTC and the Food and Drug Administration, and obviously that we have the Direct Selling Association that governs our conduct as a company. What are the ramifications potentially to us as distributors, and what harm may come to us as distributors and even LifeVantage if we do things that are non-compliant and we do get attention by, say, the FDA as an example?
Well, the stark truth is companies have been shut down for what they have either said about the opportunity or what they have said about products. And it's not just the regulators. It can be a group called TINA, Truth in Advertising, that follows our industry and other industries as well. But these people are keen to find people misrepresenting the products, again, as disease, as drugs. We don't represent drugs. We don't sell drugs. We sell dietary supplements. And that being the case, we need to represent them appropriately, or these agencies can either, one, hurt us tremendously in our reputation, or, they can shut us down. As far as individual distributors go, you mentioned the most drastic risk that they run, and that is their names and perhaps contact information would be featured in an article or in a letter from a regulatory agency, and that would be awful, because then if the company were shut down, they would be held, in the spotlight as, why did it happen? Why did someone say something that outlandish when they knew better.
Yes.
That's what this call's all about, right?
Yes.
Exactly. And that is something, I'm not sure how many of the people that are watching this live are going to watch it on the replay understand the significance of what you just said and the responsibility that we have. Yes, we love our products. Yes, we love our opportunity. Yes, we love LifeVantage. And yes, we love the network marketing industry. And as a result of that, we should do everything we can within our power to understand what we can and can't say, because God forbid we did anything wrong and jeopardize the entire company. And I've seen that kind of thing happen. And something else I don't think people know is that as a company, LifeVantage is, I would say, and I would say I'm probably biased, second to none in this area, and why someone like yourself would be invited by the DSA Fall Conference to be one of the speakers, and why Darren, our CEO, would be part of one of the breakout sessions there as well. That's just kind of how the industry sees us, the regulatory bodies and the people that dictate the conduct, why they see LifeVantage in such a high regard, and why we owe it to ourselves to be just as conscientious about who we are and protect what we have here, because it's literally helping people around the world. So thank you and your team for that. And one more question I want to ask you is, if we do, and then I want to ask you about what we have forthcoming with regard to compliance, and some exciting news I know you have to share. But as distributors, if we suspect something, if we see something, how would we get in contact with you and your team to ask the question, or maybe perhaps report something that we saw that was in violation to protect ourselves?
That's simple. Just send an email to compliance@lifevantage.com, and in the subject line, put what it is you're reporting. It could be sellers on Amazon, sellers on eBay. It could be product claims, income claims, whatever it is you want to report. Again, for us to keep up with the pace of social media and et cetera, the only way we can do that completely is if each distributor takes it upon themselves to report what they see. Then we can jump on things, not only everything, but everything quickly. That would help.
Yeah. And I want to report something personally about that. And to all of you guys that are watching this on replay and live, this topic, and Eric, our special guest, he is not the big bad wolf. He is not trying to shut us down. On the contrary, he is trying to help us, because I received a call from Eric and his team personally about 5 years ago when I posted on something on Facebook that was very non-compliant. And I thought, and I rationalized that it was, and he explained to me how it wasn't and asked me to take it down. So, but other companies wouldn't necessarily do that. They would terminate on the spot. And so we have a compliance department of our company that loves our company and us just as much as we love us and our company as well. And they're not trying to get us terminated. They're trying to make us compliant, and they will explain to us where the violation is, how to, and even what to say if we said something incorrectly. So don't be fearful of this conversation, and don't be fearful of this topic, and know that the person who we're interviewing right now and our special guest, he and his team want nothing more than to allow us to do what we do for generations and provide for our families, but do it correctly, to love and support and care for everything we're doing, rather than they're not out to get us, they're out to help us. Just so I wanted to make that clear. So thank you, Eric, because I do remember distinctly that day wondering, why am I getting a call from Eric? And explaining to you, got to take that down, and here's the reason why. So I appreciate that more than you know, because I'm still here to talk about it, and why I found it so important to have you on here. So why don't you tell us about, go ahead.
You know what, before we move on to what's coming, I really feel in my heart that we need to give some clarification. I think that we need to give some clarification on what is a non-compliant social media post about product claims. I've seen out there some claims about somebody that had some sort of disease, and how this hashtag little yellow pill made it all better. It's like, that's so non-compliant, even though we're using a nickname does not get us away from it. As well as putting down there at the bottom of the post that we cannot claim. Can you speak to that, Eric? Because I know there's a lot of people on here that don't understand what they can truly say in a compliant post, sharing their testimony about our amazing products that do such great good for so many people, but we cannot talk about a disease and a result with our products.
Well, let me talk about what can't be said, and then we'll go right into what can be said, and then I'll make the announcement, because it all ties in. first of all, everyone needs to understand that as we have ourselves, anybody can Google and do a search. We have a vendor that we use that does this 24/7, and they are very sophisticated. They have search capabilities worldwide, and they will search for LifeVantage, for instance, Protandem, for instance, and any disease. And that's what the regulators will do as well. They will do a search for LifeVantage, Protandem, and any disease. And when they get a hit, if that isn't addressed or mitigated by training, et cetera, or taken down, and the best bet is to take it down within a reasonable period of time, then we can all be in serious trouble. So remember, LifeVantage plus Protandem, for instance, or substitute any of our products, plus any disease. That will get a hit on not only our capabilities, but on the capabilities of the regulators. What you can say about products, just remember that there are certain well-being statements you can make all the time, like I feel fine, I feel super. I told everyone at Global, I have something I've said since I was selling Bibles to put myself through law school. When they asked me how I felt, I would say I feel healthy, I feel happy, I feel terrific. You can say that, or altogether, or any segment of that. I feel healthy, I feel happy, I feel terrific. General well-being statements. You can also make structure function statements if it isn't cosmetic. And I'd make that clear. If it isn't cosmetic, then you can make a structure function claim, which means that, I have a health, it maintains my, the health of my cell. It maintains the structure of my cell. It maintains the function of my digestive tract. It maintains the function of my, my skeleton, my brain. Anything that is structure function is appropriate to say. Anything that's general well-being is appropriate to say as far as product goes. On the income side of things, just leave out fire your boss. We need to even be careful with financial freedoms. Put in the appropriate context, it can be used, but a lot of our regulators use financial freedom as a search term, just passing that along. And don't promise anyone, which we really don't. I think we do a good job of training our field through the leadership that you can be successful at this business, but it takes a lot of work, a lot of commitment. Right. So just talk truthfully about what it takes to do things on the income side of things, and talk about well-being or structure function with the product side of things. With that being said, we did some training at our global convention. We've done some, in addition to that, where we have a PowerPoint presentation that introduces what can and cannot be said with products and with opportunity, and it's accompanied each one with a quiz. So there's a way to certify at a basic level at this point. We call it telling your story effectively and safely. And so it's going to be introduced in the back office right after the first of the year. In fact, we tried to get it in before the end of the year, but we've been told we can't guarantee it till the first week of January 2019. But it will be there. So that in your back office, you'll be able to go in and certify as compliant basic through participation in, I think the PowerPoint slides, about 32, 33 slides that you'll take, and you can actually go through what you can and cannot do, and then a quiz that will test your knowledge on what you've learned through the prior slides. So we're excited to introduce that. We're excited to help everyone to not only tell their story more effectively, but safely. Why? For the better and the good of all of us. We have a huge responsibility. We have products like no one else in and outside of our industry. We haven't even scratched the surface in the United States. Just think about what's left in the United States and around the world. We have to stay in business to be able to tell that story. We have an opportunity because of those products and because of the fairness and the balance of the compensation plan, like no one else. So as a compliance department and part of the legal department, our job is to be a part of your strategy going forward to tell the story effectively and safely. And I appreciate opportunities like this to tell our story and remind everyone how important you are to the future of LifeVantage.
Yes. Amen.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Eric. And we, like I said, Marcy and I we just spent 3 days in Las Vegas at in what has been represented as the largest network marketing convention annually of the industry. And there was over 100 companies that were representatives or had representatives there. And in talking with some of them, most of them, rarely do I ever hear as great a relationship between corporate and the field with LifeVantage. So it's when you hear that among our team and you hear that among people and organizations within LifeVantage, you may not understand the significance or the truth of that until you get into an environment like we were in, where there's hundreds of other companies there and you hear their stories. And the general complaints and consensus is that relationship between the field and corporate is rarely, if ever, as strong as it is here. And most of the time, people don't believe it when we tell them. So thank you for being part of that truth. And thank you for accepting the invitation to be our special guest tonight. And anything last thing you'd like to say?
Other than just thank you so much, Eric. We appreciate you. We respect you. And we have hearts full of gratitude for everything that you and your team do. We love LifeVantage. We're all in 100%. We are, lifers. So we appreciate having team like you working on this project with us. And then, to follow up with that, guys, Team Freedom Reigns, keep in mind tomorrow night, we've got our live opportunity overview presentation. Make sure that you're inviting. People will not know what you have unless you share it with them. Keep in mind the sharing your story challenge 100 times between now and the end of the year. This is going to help you grow your business. And stay posted. Stay tuned for tomorrow. We are going to be announcing a customer campaign for the holidays and how you can be a big winner by participating. All right, guys, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you again, Eric.
Yes.
And this was another hashtag TFR Motivation Monday call. Thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you so much, Eric. God bless.
Marcy.
Thank you.